Obviously, until further notice, all my Madden gameplays will go through Madden 18. I did make some changes to this team that you kind of saw right there, but I might as well just show you all the way through. So first off, Patrick Mahomes is our starting quarterback with the two backups that were already on the team, still backing them up. Halfback is Terrence West, Kenneth Dixon, Jarvis Allen, and Lorenzo Telefero. Fullback is Ricky Ortiz. Wide receivers are Jeremy Maclin, Brashad Perriman, Doral Green Beckham, Michael Campanaro, and Chris Matthews. I might trade for another all-star wide receiver just so I don't have to throw to Jeremy Maclin all the time. Dennis Pitta, who is currently on injured reserve, so we'll have Benjamin Watson, Crockett Gilmore, and Max Williams. Left tackle will be Ronnie Stanley. Left guard will be Marshall Yonda, who we shifted over from right guard. Center will be Ryan Jensen. Kevin Zietler will be our right guard, who we traded for. Jack Conklin, James Hurst, and Wesley, who will be placed on the trade block in case there's any type of value for him. Left end is Chris Wormley. Right end is Branson Kafouche, which I might want to trade for right end. It depends on how he does in this game. Brendan Williams and Michael Pierce are our D tackles. The left outside linebacker is Tyrus Bowser. Middle linebackers are CJ Mosley and Zadarius Smith. Right outside is Terrell Suggs and Matthew Judon. Corners are Jimmy Smith, Tavon Young, and Marlon Humphrey. Free safety is Eric Weddle, backed up by Duke Williams. And then Tony Jefferson is our free safety, backed up by this guy. Kicker is obviously Justin Tucker, and punter is Sam Koch. Let's see real quick who is on the trade block when it comes to right ends to see if we can make any adjustments to our core. And that one doesn't really give us any upside. So let's go ahead and start this game. I have everything on default, like sliders and whatnot, just in case if you guys are wondering. Depending on the gameplay, everything here will be adjusted as needed. Injuries will be off for the first few games, but will probably be turned on in a few games in the future just so we know we have our full team for at least a few games. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes will be starting. I will, however, real quick, I will boost the XP sliders for Patrick Mahomes since he's a rookie. I want to develop him relatively fast. Halfbacks, nobody really older or younger on this team. Tight ends will go up to 150 as well. Wide receivers are fine. Fullbacks, you might as well go ahead and turn them all the way up. They don't really do much for your team anyways. I'm going to leave the tackles, guards, and centers alone. Defensive ends and whatnot I'll also leave alone. And kickers and punters will go all the way up to 200 with. Because despite the fact that they don't really have a lot of impact on the game, it does help them, upgrade a bit faster. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and start this game. I'm actually going to go ahead and lower the settings for the quarter length down to 10-minute quarters. And yes, we are playing only on Pro, All Pro. Or Pro in this game is basically almost like All Madden. So I'll probably still end up throwing more picks than I should. And we will be playing the full game. We are in 82 overall. They are in 85 overall. We will be wearing our Color Rush uniforms, which for some reason did not show properly. Color Rush alternatives. Official alternatives. We'll wear that one. Let's see if we can find... Okay, that's better. And the Bengals will also be using their Color Rush uniforms. Or their alternatives. Their pants will be their away pants. There you go. Let's go ahead and start this up. I am watching the Monday night game between the Ravens and the Rams while I'm playing. The Ravens are currently at 14-3. stay tuned tomorrow so you guys can watch the results video for this week's week 12 games. Or is it week 11? I don't remember which one it is, but this should be a fun game to play. Like I said, I might trade for a wide receiver in the coming weeks, and I'll probably trade for a right end or something like that. But most of the team is basically how it will be moving forward until the off season. I specifically traded for Patrick Mahomes so I won't have to waste a draft pick on a quarterback. And so let's see how that works out for us.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Today, no waiting around. We jump right into an AFC North battle in week 1 between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
So I'll use the D-line as per usual.
And the D-line pinching together must be expected to run. Now a first carry for
I missed him.
And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Wormley gets our tackle. I'm going to use the middle linebacker just in case. I was going to use the middle linebacker, but I wasn't fast enough.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
We might have a problem if they keep running.
Out of the gun. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
I'm going to go ahead and use that looks like Weddle of it or not. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to. Gotti.
Ravens able to get to him. Bronson Kafusi. In there to sack him for a
I've never even heard of that name.
Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions.
So I'm going to be CJ Mosley here.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively.
Too far for AJ Green, and we'll force a 4th and 14 and a punt.
Right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
Justin Tucker lining up for the extra point in real life.
As he sends it away. So quick on the spin.
I couldn't get past him.
42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So here come the Ravens with their first look on offense. They'll be brought out by their QB, the former number 10 overall pick in the draft from Texas Tech, Patrick Mahomes.
Well documented that he's the son of a former major league pitcher. But Pat has always said
okay,
that
let's.
football has fired him up in a way that baseball just didn't. He always wanted to be a football player. Still has the big arm that his father had.
Okay, let's see here.
Send the ball downfield in a big way.
Quick slant. That's caught by the veteran Mackler. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
21-yard completion there.
21 yards.
Let's go ahead and run it here.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off. Usually after about 3
I'll probably change Mahomes' number to 15 in the game just because 5 just looks weird on him. Okay, so we're about halfway to, or 10 to 15 yards away from Justin Tucker field goal range here.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught.
5-yard completion.
Tackle, but then quickly brought down. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. So 3rd and 2.
Let's go empty here.
Down territory though if they're stopped. Working from the gun, Mahomes, and he's got his man. That's Macklin.
Macklin gets us down to the 27.
Before he's taken down at the 27. The Raven passing game getting in sync.
Let's go ahead and run with Secandrick West now. That was a weird hurdle attempt. Okay, let's run again. I don't think they will expect back-to-back runs.
For that opening drive, so part of the script still to come, right, partner?
Yeah, no doubt about it. We've got a ways to go with that, but you can tell that they worked on the script the entire week in practice, and it's paying off for them.
And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun.
I want Green Beckham here, but I'm not going to force it.
That is caught. It's Perriman.
There we go. Rashad Perriman with the touchdown.
Baltimore touchdown. Rashad Perriman, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens have taken the early lead.
Perfect kick, and now we're up by 7.
And now they can look across the field and see a defense that looks a little bit beaten down. Right now, as an offensive coordinator, you're thinking to yourself, can I dial up the knockout punch?
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. But for the Bengals, it was another season without a playoff win last year. They haven't won a playoff game since January of '91. That's the longest active drought in the league. But for the first time in 6 years, it was a season without a playoff appearance as they limped home last season 6-9-1.
None of us really anticipated that either. So they realized where some of their deficiencies lay. And one of them, speed outside.
Lucky guy right there. I couldn't get to one of the corners that you saw in front of him. Otherwise, I probably could have hit him before he got that.
Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked
Blitz 3.
at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression?
Son of a bitch.
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, gets stronger.
Something tells me they're going to score on this drive, and I'm going to be pissed when they do.
It certainly appears that the big guys up front have taken charge of the line of scrimmage. 2 really nice plays back to back. But on the defensive side of the ball, there shouldn't be any despair. Okay, they've got nowhere to turn here.
There you go. Sacked by Terrell Suggs.
37-yard line. Terrell Suggs from his outside linebacker spot. He gets him down here for a loss of 4.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened
Nope,
fast.
incompletion by Dalton there.
Bernard, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. And it's 3rd down. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the 2nd down incompletion.
I'm actually going to shift to this side.
3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? Gets it to his running back, Bernard.
Not going to let him break free of that one.
35 now at the 34-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out
I
to
missed
your
the
runner,
block.
get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
The first update now from a game going on in Cleveland, and it's the Browns out to the early advantage. Isaiah Crowell, a first-quarter touchdown there. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Oh, Jesus.
He had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
The Ravens making their way out, and is this a pivotal year for them? And I ask that because of this. You look at, they won Super Bowl 47, Charles, but they've missed the playoffs 3 of the last 4 years, including 8-8 a year ago.
It is a pivotal year because they are so used to being in that mix, even though they have to deal with Pittsburgh in their own division, even though they have to deal with Cincinnati in their own division. They're used to being a playoff team, but one thing has held them back, their offense. They haven't been a top 10 offense since 1997. And in the draft, they spent their first 4 picks on defense.
Oh, now he bowls him over. And able to break one.
8-yard rush there.
Brought down, but a nice little gain. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
All right, here we go.
From the gun, it's Mahomes.
Watson with the catch.
And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter,
there's a good run there.
All game long. They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch.
This will be the last play of the first quarter.
Every series, they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. He's going to let this one go deep. And oh, what a catch that time by Macklin. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charleston.
Okay, here we go.
Pigskin on the 7-yard line now. It's 1st and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun.
So Kendrick West in for the touchdown.
For a Baltimore touchdown. Terrence West taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Ravens will add on to their lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence
Justin Tucker gets us the extra point, and we're up 14-3.
Maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness. You've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
This is
all right, here we go.
Line.
Got him.
Reminder that later tonight we'll see the Giants and Cowboys battle in Dallas. Seems like they're always playing in week 1. And then on Monday night, a doubleheader. Adrian Peterson, his first game with the Saints. He's already back in Minnesota to play the Vikings. And then a 10-20 start on the East Coast. It's the
Eric Weddle rocked him there.
Traveling to Denver.
A nice AFC West matchup.
It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
How many times do we say in this game is speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways. In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people
I
miss,
almost picked
but
it
also
there.
Gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain. But one thing's for sure, when you got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you got to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50.
Tyus Bowser is going to be who I use on this play.
Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32.
3rd and 7. Let's see what we can do here.
About a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all
almost picked.
But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Open now to get back. Rashad Perriman off to the races.
Easy touchdown.
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Perriman, an 80-yard touchdown, and the Ravens will extend their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
There's a touchdown.
It's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take
there you go, wrecked him.
The 19-yard line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys.
Wasn't gonna let that work again.
I just cut it. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. Listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to...
Bernard churning, and he lost the
Fumble.
football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown.
I don't even know who that was.
This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive
Well,
unit.
I mean, to be fair, the Bengals haven't thrown a pick yet.
2 hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive. Then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's. And he loses the football a second time.
Oh, my God.
Picked up by the Ravens.
Fumble recovery again for a touchdown.
Baltimore. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone,
Another one.
that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
Oh, look, he actually has blockers this time.
Oh, leaves him behind on the spin. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
What's funny is him taking the first hit would have put him in the same exact spot as if he didn't miss, as if I didn't miss the first hit.
And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
They go play action here on first down. And
oh, come on.
Finding room at the 30.
That was bullshit right there.
18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down.
That was all luck right there, in my opinion.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that...
And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But hey, let's tip the cap to the defense.
All right,
Not a problem at all, my man.
Macklin.
I'm not going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations, big-time play. Not creating something good for your team.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
There you go.
Mahomes can sling it, but the feet are nimble too as he scrambles for a first down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Fighting through. And this is caught. Jeremy Macklin. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's second and goal. Mahomes to throw on second down. And this is caught.
There you go.
Touchdown, Baltimore. Michael Campanaro from a yard out. And the Ravens continue to pour it on. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they
Still
make
not letting him
is
get
they
to
play
25, so
everything
that's a
from
win
behind
to
the
me.
receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
They'll begin here with Bernard, and he'll get this one up to the
Weddle
26.
got blocked. That's who I was going to
Give him
use.
3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Again, here's Bernard.
Got him.
Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up
Zone
front?
blitz here.
Average athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
So many things go into making a good play on defense.
So we're up 42 zip right now, so it's not, or 42 to 3. So I mean, this one's pretty much over at this point, but we're gonna keep playing anyways. Probably, especially if we score another touchdown, I'll probably just sim the rest of the game.
The drive begins with a handoff to West. Got some room at the 30. That good for 22 and a first down.
Okay, so I can't no huddle it, so I have to call a new play.
Partner, I think a lot of people thought that Baltimore would draft at least one runner. In fact, they didn't take any skill position players in the draft. So I think a lot's still going to fall on Terrence West.
Well, he did have over 1,000 yards from scrimmage last year, a career high. Escaping the pressure right. Throw right side to Perriman, and it's caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
We're going to hit him with another play here before the 2-minute warning.
And a Raven first. On first down, Mahomes buying time to his left.
There you go.
That's caught by Macklin. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Touchdown by Jeremy Macklin there.
His first touchdown. Tucker now for the extra point.
Ah, that's shanked, I think.
And the
Nope.
route is on here in this first half. Around the NFL, they've gone to the 3rd in Cleveland. And a shocker there, the Browns lead that ball game at the moment. Cody Kessler with 1 touchdown pass thus far. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week 1. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for Baltimore, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans.